Stony Brook will bring Solazano, Miceli, and Paulson to the plate. 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order. Solazano, the catcher, doesn't have a batting average yet on the season. First pitch is a strike. DeCaro averaged 11 pitches per inning over the first 2 innings. 0-2. Usually at the major league level, you're looking at probably around 16 to 17 pitches on average, but DeCaro is just so effective and efficient. 0-2. 1-2. You know, being considered one of the top 5 pitchers, starting pitchers in the country by D1 Baseball is an extraordinary honor. 2-2. But he's earned every bit of it. And the maturity of DeCaro is beyond extraordinary, given the fact that he had to step into the Friday night role last season when Jake Knapp and Folger Boaz went down to injuries. Foul ball, straight back. And it goes without saying that people are very high on him in terms of the 2026 draft. And some have even gone out and said it that he could be the first overall pick next year. High praise for DeCaro. 3-2. Given the fact that he is throwing to his battery mate, Luke Stevenson, who conceivably could be a top 10 pick and without question will probably be the first catcher taken off the board this July at the 2025 MLB draft. Full count to Solazano. Fouled again. Good at bat here by Solazano. He's only had 8 at-bats on the season. Full count. Fly ball hit out to right field. Bass makes the play. 1 out for the right fielder, Tyson Bass. He has done an outstanding job in right field. As we talked about a little bit earlier, you know, the question mark was the North Carolina outfield, and we've seen immediately how they've responded both defensively and offensively. This is a stellar defensive outfield that North Carolina has assembled this year. Stepping to the plate is Eric Paulson. Paulson in the first inning hit a fly ball out to left field. And Paulson is an immensely talented ball player. Not only is he a first baseman, but he's also a left-handed pitcher for Stony Brook. 2-0. He's a 2025 preseason All-CAA selection. But here's the big thing that's downright impressive. He was a semifinalist last year for the 2024 John Allrood Two-Way Player of the Year award. And to do that as a freshman is just downright extraordinary. And that award went to Jack Caglione from Florida, who is now in the Kansas City Royals organization and arguably one of the best Major League prospects as of this moment. 3-0. Strike. 3-1. Many who have seen Paulson play over the past year consider him to be a doubles machine. Selly hits that up the middle to Van. Madera gets that to Stokely. We have 2 out. 6-3. Now stepping to the plate, it's Eric Paulson. So 2 out. Solazano, Miceli, and now it is Eric Paulson who is up to the plate. The semifinalist for the 2024 John Allrood Two-Way Player of the Year. Left-handed pitcher for Stony Brook, as well as a first baseman. Caught the inside part. 78 miles per hour, strike one. So Mazzelli hits the ground ball to Madera at shortstop to first, and now Polson's up. Foul pitch, 0-2. To Eric Polson. Fouled over the North Carolina dugout on the third base side. 0-2. Hit by pitch. Polson gets one right in the back. So as Polson walks down to first base with a hit by pitch, Evan Goforth steps to the plate. Goforth hit a ground ball out to Alex Madera at short in the first inning. Pitch gets right into the numbers of Eric Polson, hit by pitch right in the back. So Goforth steps to the plate. 231 batting average on the season. 0-1 on the ball game. Caught the inside corner, strike one. 81 mile per hour breaking pitch. Foul back, 0-2. Looked as if DeCaro was taking his time and really composing himself before he threw that pitch to Goforth. 0-2, 2 out, runner on first. 3-0 Tar Heels, top of the third inning. And the pitch. Wow, close pitch there. DeCaro wanted that, and I think Stevenson as well. Good job of framing, but home plate umpire did not buy on that on John Murray. 1-2. Fly ball hit out to center field, dropping right in front of Kepley. He keeps it in front. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Stony Brook is putting something together here in the top of the third inning. The second baseman, Johnny Pila, is stepping up to the plate. In the first inning, Pila struck out. So DeCaro gets the 2 outs very quickly in the inning, and the last 2 batters were hit by a pitch and a single. Strike. 77 mile per hour breaking pitch. Good job by Stevenson framing. 0-1. So Pillar on the season has an OPS over 1,300. And he has a .375 batting average with 2 out. Foul ball down the left field side. 0-2. So it's the first inning that DeCaro's been challenged. 0-2. Appeal down the first base side. Third base umpire Jose Polanco says that Pilla did not go. And you can tell that Stevenson really wanted that pitch. So now the count is 1-2. The crowd here in Chapel Hill is vehemently disagreeing with the call that Polanco made at third base on the appeal. 1-2. Try to pick off at second base with Paulson. Nothing going on. North Carolina pitchers have been trying that with great regularity this season. It must have been something that they've been practicing during the fall because they're paying closer attention to those runners at second base. I think that's a byproduct of Madera playing short and his great defensive skills. And the pitch, 2-2. Low, 83-mile-per-hour breaking pitch. So DeCaro's fighting through this, but Pillar is actually putting together a really solid at-bat. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Runners at first and second. Full count. So now the runners will be going on the pitch. It's a big moment here for Stony Brook to get back into this ball game. Full count, two out. DeCaro in the stretch. Strike three. Inning over. DeCaro pitches himself out of the jam. So at the end of 2.5 innings here in Chapel Hill, North Carolina 3, Stony. So as we look at the bottom of the third inning, we have Hunter Stokely, Tyson Bass, and Alex Madera stepping up. 4, 5, and 6 in the Tar Heels order. Stokely walked his first at-bat of the day. But he hits 308 leadoff of an inning. Stokely hits that into left center field, splits it in, and it's a 1 out. Wow, Stokely's trying for 2. In there! Double for Hunter Stokely. Absolutely hauling, getting into second base. Now that ball hung up there a little bit, thinking that he'd probably be safe staying at first, but man, he kept going. So ball gets hit, gets it down, had a little bit of a hump to it, so you would assume that he would stay, but he thought he had a great chance to get there, and Stokely is motoring. Runner at second, nobody out to begin the bottom of the third inning. And Tyson Bass steps to the plate. Strike to Bass. Now that's Hunter Stokely being a veteran leader and being able to pick up that pitch and where that ball was going immediately. He was thinking to the moment he got out of the batter's box. 0-2 to Bass. Another breaking pitch, 70 miles per hour from Smink. Ball, 1-2. So Bass is 0 for 1 on the day. Fly out to center field, his first at bat. 1-2. Foul ball. Do it all over again. 1-2 count to Tyson Bass. Tyson Bass, who has affectionately earned a nickname, the Vance Honeycutt of North Carolina Wesleyan, by Coach Forbes and his teammates here in Chapel Hill. And a line drive hit down to right field, and the right fielder Carson comes up with it. 1 out, and Stokely remains at second. Great job by Bass going the opposite way, but just did not drop enough for him to get onto first base. Now stepping into the plate, Alex Madera. Madera hit a fly ball out to left field, his first at bat. He's batting .250 with runners in scoring position on the season. And the strike, swinging at it, 72-mile-per-hour breaking pitch. Now that's the thing with Smink, is that he has that opportunity to mix in the slider and the curveball. But looked like that was a good changeup. 0-1 to Madera. Ball outside, 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Smiggs had a little bit of a tough time controlling that fastball and throwing it for strikes, so his secondary and tertiary pitches have become very valuable to him today, particularly that changeup. 1-1. 2-1. Madera made a position change from second base to shortstop after Colby Wilkerson graduated last season, and it's been a seamless transition. So over the past few years, shortstop has been a premium position at North Carolina, going back to Danny Soretti, Colby Wilkerson, and now Alex Madera. Madera hits that ball into center field, fielded by Santerre, and Stokely is tagging up. Great job of base running by Stokely to pick up on the fly ball hit by Madera out to the center fielder Santerre. High baseball IQ demonstrated by Hunter Stokely this inning on the base paths. Very aggressive, very astute, and putting himself on 2 occasions in scoring position for the Tar Heels. So there were 2 out, and Rom Kellis steps to the plate. Kellis struck out looking his first at-bat. Fly ball hit out to shallow right field. Play is going to be made by Carson. So North Carolina doesn't put up a run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So at the end of 3, North Carolina leads. Arrow had to fight, and he had to persevere because it was his toughest inning of the bowl game so far. But on the day, 3 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 49 pitches. Now Chance Dowdy steps to the plate. Strike 1. Dowdy hit a ground ball to second base, his first at-bat in the game. As a leadoff hitter of an inning, he's batting .333. 1-1. Everything about DeCaro on the mound screams composure and effectiveness and efficiency. And the ball explodes out of his hands, and it's very unassuming. You look at his mechanics, you look at his delivery, and you would expect something to be a little slower than a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Very deceptive given his tremendous size and athleticism. 2-1. Strike, swinging. 2-2. 91-mile-per-hour fastball on the inner part of the plate to Dowdy. Two and 2. Full count. Fastball up in the zone. 3-2. Strike looking. Backwoods K in your scorecards, everyone. Fantastic pitch from Jason DeCaro. 3rd strikeout of the day. Perfect job by Stevenson framing that pitch and presenting that to home plate umpire John Merry. 1 out, and Nico Azpilicueta steps to the plate. Azpilicueta singled in his first at-bat. Ground ball to Jackson Vanderbreak at second. 2 out. Be nice to see DeCaro have a effective and efficient inning in terms of his pitch count, given the fact that he threw far too many pitches last inning, given the fact that he was averaging 11 pitches per inning over the first 2 innings of the ball game. So 2 away, and Cam Santerre steps to the plate. Santerre hit a fly ball out to right field, his first at bat. Pop fly hit to the right side of the infield, and Stokely makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors. So at the end of 3.5 innings, North Carolina is leading Stony Brook, not only at the plate, but now defensively in left field. So bottom of the 4th inning, North Carolina is leading 3-0 over Stony Brook. First pitch to Hargett is a ball, 1-0. Two and 0. Now, during the summer, I had an opportunity to have breakfast with a few friends who work at Perfect Game. And we were talking about the North Carolina roster, and one name had come up. And I remember this one individual said, watch out for this ball player. His name is Perry Hargett. He's going to be a star. And that went back to last June around the College World Series I was mentioned. So Hargett gets on base with a 4-pitch walk. So Hargett's been on my radar since Omaha last year in terms of someone to watch out for. So it looks like we're going to have a visit by Stony Brook's manager coming to the mound, Senk. It looks probably as if there might be a pitching change about to happen because there is activity in the Stony Brook bullpen. And the typical stall tactic that has occurred all throughout college baseball to give the bullpen as many extra throws as possible. So it's probably going to take home plate umpire John Merry, and here he goes, to go break up the meeting. And we're going to expect to see a change by head coach Matt Senk. And he does not make the change, which is very, very surprising. A stall tactic like that usually turns into a pitching change, but I guess he is going to continue with Smink in this situation. Now, mind you, Smink is his best pitcher, and it's his Friday night starter, and it looks as if he has faith in him. But, you know, one bad at bat here, and it could change everything, and Vanderbrake's ready. Vanderbrake steps to the plate. Strike, 91-mile-per-hour fastball on the outer part of the plate. Good comeback pitch by Smink. Vanderbrake has a .267 batting average with runners on base this season. And there goes Hargett. Stolen base for Hargett. And one of the great things that the North Carolina offense has done all season, they put pressure on the defense when they're on base. They're aggressive, but they're smart, and they're really putting pressure now on Stony Brook. Hargett's in scoring position. 2-1. So throw into the mix patience and discipline at the plate and aggressiveness on the base paths. And it's a new formula for North Carolina than how they won bowl games last year. And that was with a lot of power. 2-1. 2-2. 91-mile-per-hour fastball catches the corner. Vanderbrake steps back in. 2-2 count. Runner at second base. Nobody out. Hargett takes off to third base on the wild pitch. Once again, another example of North Carolina capitalizing on errors or miscues of an opponent. And it's been done all season on the base paths. It also helps that you have the ball players that can run and have high baseball IQs on the base paths. Full count, nobody out. Bottom of the fourth inning. And Vanderbrake hits that to short. Run comes in. So Hargett scores on the 6-3 to Vanderbrake. 4-0 Tar Heels. So fantastic at bat by Vanderbrake to bring in Hargett, but also an outstanding job by Hargett to put himself into scoring position on 2 occasions for that run to come across. So the small ball approach works, given the fact that North Carolina was predicated on the home run last year. So job well done all around by Vanderbrake and Hargett. And now it looks as if we're going to see a pitching change as Coach Senk has Stony Brook go into the bullpen, and Matt Scambati is coming in. The right-handed freshman, 6'2", 195, and is a 5.4 ERA on the season with a whip of .9. Only has about 3 1/3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 base on ball, and 2 strikeouts. So King Kepley steps up, 1 out, 4-0 North Carolina, bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0. Scambati, a freshman, which is a great opportunity for him to come to North Carolina and pitch. Strike 1. Coach Senk is probably trying to figure out in this situation what arms he has, so when he begins league play, what works best for him. Stevenson gets hit by the Kepley gets hit by the pitch. Hits his front foot. So now with Kepley at first base, due to the hit by pitch, that brings Luke Stevenson to the plate. Stevenson's 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI and a double. Runner at first, 1 out, 4-0 North Carolina. 1-0. Scambati in the stretch. Takes a step off. Stevenson steps out. North Carolina is just showing their patience and discipline again in this situation. Throw to first. It's in there. Kepley gets back with ease. Scambati is looking down, checking for the sign. Working with Solzano. Ball 2-0. A little bit of a fake run there by Kepley and a fake throw by Solzano. Nothing going on. Kepley takes the lead. Another throw over. Scambati is taking a look. 2-0. 3-0. Scambati thought he had that pitch there. So 3-0, runner at first base. 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Another throw over by Scambati to first base. Keeping Kepley honest. Green light on 3-0, and Stevenson swings right through it. 3-1. 84-mile-per-hour pitch there. So 3-1 to Stevenson. Another throw over. Close on that play by Kepley. Kepley was leaning towards second base, and Scambati almost had him. Scambati's aware of what he has at first base when it comes to Kepley. He's keeping him as close as he can. 3-1. Strike. And Kepley steals the base, and he's heading to third on the overthrow. So Kepley goes from first to third with ease, trying to steal second, and then there's the overthrow and advances an extra base. Good jump by Kepley. Solozano throws to the wrong side of the base and cannot be fielded cleanly. And Kepley heads to third base. Full count, 1 out, with Luke Stevenson up. Ball 4. Stevenson takes the walk. So runners at the corners with 1 out, and Gavin Gallagher stepping up. Gallagher's 1 for 2 on the day with a single. Right now there's another pitching mound visit to calm down Scambatti. C.J. Wheeling going out to talk to his pitcher. Graduate of Tulane, second season with Stony Brook. So challenging opportunity for Scambatti here. Runners at the corners, and he can actually do something pretty well trying to get out of it. But it's a tough situation here with Gavin Gallagher stepping up, given the fact that it seems as if he's found his groove again. 1 out, runners at the corners, bottom of the 4th inning. North Carolina leads 4-0 over Stony Brook. Ball bounced in front of the plate, and Stevenson moves to second base on the wild pitch. Well, the past couple of weeks, we've seen a lot of 59-footers and wild pitches and passed balls. 2-0. Scambatti's having a hard time with the pitches right now. He's bouncing quite a few. Gotta wonder if it's just a little bit of nerves or he's just having a hard time composing himself. Gallagher hits that ball into right center field, and it finds real estate. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Gallagher is standing at second base with a stand-up double. 2 RBIs for the sophomore sensation, Gavin Gallagher. Goes to the opposite field perfectly, finds that gap in there, but center fielder Santerre could not just get it, falls right short of him. 2 runs come across. Stevenson and Kepley. Now it brings up Hunter Stokely. Stokely is 1 for 1 on the day with a double, with a walk in the first inning. 1 out, runner in scoring position. Stokely jumps at the off-speed pitch of 71 miles per hour. 0-1. Again, Scambatti is having a really difficult time trying to throw strikes. And he's bouncing a lot of pitches. He's giving Solozano a workout back there. 1-1. Wild pitch. Gavin Gallagher moves to third base. So runner at third, 2-1 count. Infield's playing close on the grass. 2-1. Now you're down 6 runs, and you're bringing your infield in, given the fact that you have Hunter Stokely up. It's a questionable call given what Stokely's power is. 2-2. Strikeouts. Correct that. Strikeout. 2 out. Stokely strikes out on the breaking pitch, 71 miles per hour. has a hard time handling the break there. So 2 out, Tyson Bass steps up. Bass is 0 for 2 on the day. But he's got a 308 batting average with 2 out and a 364 batting average with runs in scoring position. 1-0. That was probably one of the rare times we have seen Hunter Stokely with a poor at-bat this year. His at-bats have been high quality, so we went chasing after it. I think in that case, Scambatti was having a hard time trying to find the strike zone, wasn't throwing with great velocity, and Stokely was trying to jump on one. And we have a hit by pitch. Bass moves to first base on a hit by pitch. So now we have runners on the corners again with 2 out. That brings up Alex Madera, who's 0 for 2 on the day. He's got to fly out to left, and he's got to fly out to center. $6-0 lead, bottom of the 4th inning. North Carolina over Stony Brook. Madera fouls that back over the North Carolina dugout. 0-1. The pitch. 1-1. Fouled off. 0-2. 1-2. Runners go. Bass is in there and play at the plate. Both safe. Wow, what an aggressive play by North Carolina. Gavin Gallagher takes full advantage of the throw by Solorzano down to second base with Bass taken off. In there without a problem. Talk about stealing a run. Fantastic job by North Carolina. 7-0 Tar Heels. And Madera hits one down the right field line. Plenty of real estate. Look at Madera go. Another run comes in. Madera's going for 3. He is in there. Triple for Madera. Alex Madera makes it all the way to third base. This game is being busted wide open. 8-0 Tar Heels. Madera finds the real estate in the right field corner, and you knew he was thinking 3 from the get-go. Get up, giddy up, here he goes. He picked one quick look and just kept hustling. Diving into third base, ready to go. Madera, big triple. Coach Senk is going to the bullpen yet again for Stony Brook. So with 2 out here in the 4th inning, North Carolina leads 8-0 New Jersey. And stepping to the plate, the designated hitter, Rom Kellis. Runner at third, 2 out. Kellis hits that ball foul over the first base side. 0-1. North Carolina has exploded for 5 runs in this inning. Pop fly, hit to the shortstop. Miceli makes the play. So the inning comes to an end, and North Carolina has put up 5 runs in the 4th inning to bring the score to 8-0 Tar Heels at the end of 4. 56 pitches. And the one thing that we've seen with North Carolina in recent years is if they can get their starting pitchers to throw a full 5 innings, the depth and breadth of their bullpen is just extraordinary, and even more so this year. So fly ball hit to left field by Chris Carson. Can of corn in left field for Perry Hargett. 1 out. Nicholas Solorzano steps to the plate. First at bat, flew out to right field. 0 for 1 on the day. Strike, 90-mile-per-hour fastball out upon the plate. 0-1. Check swing, check down third base. Yes. Third base umpire Jose Polanco makes the call. Strike 2. 0-2 to Nicholas Solorzano. Ground ball hit down first base. Foul. Count remains 0-2. Solorzano, a senior from El Dorado Hills, California, pops that ball up to Alex Madera at short. 2 out. First 2 batters of the inning, we're seeing Jason DeCaro be effective and efficient yet again. In his couple of starts so far this season, it always seems as if there's one inning where it's a slightly stressful situation for him, and then he just returns back to normal. 2 out. And Matt Michelli is up. Michelli is 0 for 1 on the afternoon as well, with a ground ball out to short. On the season, he's hitting .500 with 2 out. 0-2. Pitch. Ball close. 91 mile per hour on the outside part of the plate. 1-2. Ground ball to Gallagher, but Madera comes behind, makes the play. Fantastic job, Alex Madera. But Gavin Gallagher diving and missing it. Stepping to the plate, Perry Hargett. Perry's having a fantastic day again. He's 1 for 1, but 2 runs, an RBI, and a home run. Strike. Hargett has had a total of 5 at-bats between Wednesday and today, and he is 4 for 5 on the season. 0-2. Not a bad way to begin your North Carolina career. A game and a half, 4 for 5, 4 runs, 5 RBIs, 2 home runs. 0-2. Strike on the pitch. 1 out. Hargett chased. Hargett chased Alex Jankowski's pitch. Took a little off of it. 1 out. Now steps up Jackson Vanderbrake. Vanderbrake's 0 for 2 on the day with an RBI. Well, 90 mile per hour fastball in a part of the plate. Doesn't catch the corner. 1-0. Great job by Jankowski mixing up the speeds there. 1-0. Two 2-0. Pop fly straight back. 2-1. Now, Van der Break hitting in a 9-hole is very interesting because you have the whole thought process of being like a second type of leadoff hitter. And if he gets going, watch out. Umpire stops play for a second. Makes an acknowledgement. Two and one. Van der Break fouls it off again. 2-2. Umpire stops again. A lot of this happens because of the new rules. Okay, so he gets a pitch. So it's a 3-2 count now, and it all goes back to the new rules in terms of engagement between the pitcher and the hitter and the timing with the clock. And it looks like that Jankowski's having a hard time with that so far. And Van der Break pops it up again. So the NCAA has all these new rules, as we can see in the ball game. We have the two first base, the green one and the white one. And then there's also the engagement, that a hitter has to be ready to go with 8 seconds, and there has to be eye contact, and the pitcher has to be ready. And things along those lines will, if the pitcher isn't, will lead to a ball being awarded to the hitter. And Van der Break still, again, fouls in the same direction. Full count. The one thing that we've seen over the past 2 weeks is North Carolina's discipline has worked well for them, but also their understanding of the new rules. Because a lot of the ball clubs that I've seen in the past couple of weeks are still learning them, where North Carolina's been practicing them since the fall. Full count, 1 out. Ball 4. Van der Break walks. So Kane Kepley steps to the plate. Kepley's 2 for 2 on the day with 3 runs and a double. Just a typical day at the office for Kane Kepley. Ball again. 1-0. As I mentioned a few moments ago, North Carolina has done a really good job understanding and interpreting the new rules. Probably the best play that I've seen so far with it is Hunter Stokely. And it's led to some positive things. Ground ball eats up the first baseman, Paulson. Goes in the right field. First and third. 1 out for North Carolina. Kepley singles. Van der Break is at third base. Runners at the corners for Luke Stevenson. Ball just ate up first baseman Paulson. Slaps it right down the line. Just could not get a glove on it. And great job by Van der Break making that first to third. Those extra base taken is going to be such an important statistic for North Carolina this year because they're far more aggressive on the base paths. But I think they have the discipline and the smarts to exceed all season with it. So 1 out. Luke Stevenson up. Runs up the corners. Runner Kepley goes. Another stolen base for Kepley. In some cases, it's an embarrassment of riches when it comes to North Carolina and the ball players they have and how they can run the bases so masterfully. They've been doing that over the first 9 ball games of the season. 1-0 to Stevenson. 2-0. 2-0 to Stevenson. 1 out. Runners at second and third. North Carolina up 8-0. Bottom of the fifth. 3-0. Now, North Carolina had played a very robust schedule over the first 2 weeks. And as we mentioned earlier, they've had 8 games in 9 days. And it's been a lot of wear and tear, but they are showing a lot of life tonight. Ball 4. So the bases are now loaded for Gavin Gallagher. And it looks as if we're going to have another visit from Coach Senk to the pitching mound. He's getting a workout today, going back and forth from the pitcher's mound to the dugout and vice versa. Activity is starting in the bullpen for Stony Brook. It looks like number 9, Ty Panariello, is warming up. Now, when we look at it from Stony Brook's perspective, they've had a tale of 2 weekends so far. The first weekend of Bethune-Cookman, they wound up sweeping. And then last weekend, they got swept when they played against Florida Gulf Coast. And remember, they've been doing a lot of traveling. They started the season in Daytona Beach, then it was Fort Myers, and now they're in Chapel Hill. And, you know, Stony Brook is a university in Suffolk County on Long Island in New York. And weather is not always the best when it comes to February or March up in the tri-state area. And it's rough on teams in the Northeast, bouncing around and coming down south. And it's even more challenging for a team like Stony Brook to come into North Carolina, the 5th-ranked team in the country, and playing as hot as they are and as well as they are. So it looks as if we're going to see another pitcher from Stony Brook. So at the present moment, the bullpen, number 9, Ty Panariello, a right-handed pitcher who's a sophomore out of Bayshore, New York. Step into the plate, Gavin Gallagher. First pitch, strike. Gallagher is 2 for 3 on the day with 3 RBIs and a double. North Carolina is looking to bust this game completely wide open. 1-1. You know, in the bottom of the 8th inning on Wednesday evening against North Carolina A&T, the offense exploded for 7 runs. And Gallagher fouls that over the third base side of the ballpark. 1-2. Vanderbrake is at third. Kepley is at second. Stevenson is at first. 1-2 count to Gavin Gallagher. And Gallagher fouls it off again. .77-mile-per-hour pitch thrown by Panariello. And the pitch. Gallagher hits it to short. 6-4-3 double play. Inning over. So North Carolina at the end of 5 innings, 8-0. Gavin Gallagher leaves 3 runners on base with a 6-4-3 double play. Consecutive 3 up, 3 down inning. On the day, 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, 65 pitches thrown. Leading off is Eric Paulson. Paulson hits a ground ball to Gallagher. Gallagher fields it cleanly, double clutches, throws to Stokely. 1 out. Paulson on the day was 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch prior to that at bat. And now stepping to the plate, Evan Goforth, who's 1 for 2 on the day with a single in the 3rd inning. Strike. Confirmed down with the first base umpire, just in case, Thomas Newsom, 0-1. I think it's safe to say that Jason DeCaro has found his rhythm. Okay, ground ball to Jackson Vanderbeek at second base, throws to Stokely, 2 out. For those of you keeping score at home, that's a 4-3 in your scorebook. 2 out. And talk about effectiveness and efficiency with pitch counts. Jason DeCaro has achieved a cruising altitude. Now stepping up to the plate, Johnny Pilla. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. One strikeout was swinging, the other was looking. Pilla is batting .333 on the season with 2 outs. 1-0. Fly ball hit into right field, and Bass makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for Jason DeCaro. No runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of 5.5 innings, North Carolina 8, bottom of the 6th inning here in Chapel Hill, and North Carolina has an 8-0 lead over Stony Brook. 8 runs on 9 hits and no errors for the Tar Heels. Leading off the inning for North Carolina is Hunter Stokely. Hunter is 1 for 2 on the day with a double, a strikeout, and a walk. While leading off an inning, Stokely is batting a whopping .357. Stokely hits that down the first base line, foul. So Ty Panariello has a challenge on his hands with Stokely. A 1,200 OPS on the season. Oh, 2. And the pitch. Stokely goes the opposite way, foul. The third base side, into the stands. Nice crowd here in Chapel Hill for a Friday evening ball game. Oh, 2. 1-2. Stokely going the opposite way again, foul. Ball winds up in the parking lot. Behind the side and left. So 1-2 to Stokely. It's called strike 3. Stokely got caught looking. Second strikeout of the day for Stokely. Pitch froze him, set up outside, and it tailed back in, but a really good job by Solorzano to frame it, to catch the corner. 1 out. Tyson Bass steps up. Tyson was hit by a pitch his last at bat. So he's 0 for 2 on the day. Line drive up the middle. Bass is on first base with a single. That brings up Alex Madera. Madera's last at bat, he tripled. So he's 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI. Coach Forbes takes a walk down to speak to the home plate umpire, John Merry. Don't know what this conversation could be about. So as Coach Forbes heads back to the third base coaching box, and Mary gets behind home plate, Madera is up. Runner at first base and 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. 8-0 Tar Heels. Ground ball to the second baseman. 4-6-3 double play. Stony Brook needed that. So Madera hits the ball hard to second base, but great turn by Pilla to Miceli to Paulson. At the end of 6 innings in Chapel Hill, 8-0 North Carolina. 7th inning, and Jason DeCaro is still out there for North Carolina. 70 pitches on the day. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts. Now, if you could talk to a lot of college coaches, and if you could get a starting pitcher to get into the 7th inning at just 70 pitches, averaging 10 pitches an inning, that's just absolutely extraordinary. Line drive hit by Doty. Single. Hits that ball into left field. So it looks as if we're going to have a pinch hitter here. Matthew Jackson will be pinch hitting for Nico Azpilicueta. Runner at first, nobody out. Strike. Oh, and 1. Fly ball tailing off the left field. Foul, but looks like there was a little juggling down in the left field corner between Gallagher, Madera, and Hargett. Tough play. When you get into that corner, it's very difficult with the wall there, and you got 3 fielders descending upon it, and it just falls short between Hargett diving for it and Gallagher and Madera there. 0-2. 0-2 to Jackson, who is hitting for Azpilicueta. Top of the 7th inning, 8-0 Tar Heels. Throw to first. Stokely keeps it in front. Oh, and 2. Ball 1-2. You would assume that this would probably be DeCaro's last inning because of just the pitch count. Now, his pitch count is now 76, and you would probably be under the thought process that 90 would be his limit. So all indications would probably be this would be DeCaro's last inning. 1-2. 2-2. it's amazing how DeCaro can pitch and identify his effectiveness and efficiencies so frequently. It's just an amazing gift that he has. 2-2. Line drive hit over Madera in splitting between center and left. Runners coming in. Play at the plate. Out! What a fantastic defensive play. Dowdy is out at the plate. Fantastic defensive job here by North Carolina. Get the runner at the plate. So the relay throw in, look at Stevenson, block the plate and get the tag down perfectly. Ends the threat. But the runner does wind up on third place. However, now the play is under review. So Jackson right now stands at third base, but the play is under review to see whether or not Stevenson got the tag on it. So as we take a look at it, Madera with the throw. Great throw. Great job by Stevenson blocking the play. Tag. I think Stevenson got the tag down before Dowdy was able to touch home plate. Close play, but Steven positioned himself perfectly, fielding Madera's throw, and it looked as if he got the tag before the hand hit home plate. And we're just waiting for confirmation or an overturn. Everyone's anxiously waiting the confirmation here. DeCaro is just keeping warm, throwing a few warm-up pitches. Here we go again. Stevenson does a fantastic job of blocking. He gets the ball. Now we got to watch where the tag is put on and whether or not the hand hits home plate. It's very, very close. I think Stevenson got him. I think he got him before. Wow, that might, very tough angle. But remember, you need extraordinary evidence to overturn the call. And in here, it's tough. That was a real tough call. I do believe the home plate umpire, John Merry, got it correct in that case. But replay is looking at it from far more different angles than we are. And they'll have a better assessment. It's taken a while. Ball game had a very good pace and rhythm to it, even though the score might not say it. But it's all come to a screeching halt, which now it's also is done. It's got the North Carolina bullpen up and going. You knew that was going to be the case because you were hoping that DeCaro would have a quick inning. Here we go again. Here's Madera with the throw. Stevenson's blocking the plate. And what do we have? Call is confirmed. Out. Out at the plate. 1 out. Great job all around by the North Carolina defense. So 1 out, runner at third, and we have a new hitter, Nick Zampirian. Another pinch hitter for Stony Brook. Nick Zampirian. Strike. Oh and 1. Strike 2. Pull the string on it. Now, if you're a pinch hitter for Stony Brook coming into the ball game in the top of the 7th inning, and you're still facing Jason DeCaro, that's a tall task. 0 and 2. 1 and 2. One and 2. Nick Zampirian, the pinch hitter for Cam Sentieri. 2 and 2. Two and 2. Ground ball hit to Madera at short. Madera throws to Stokely, 6-3, but the run does come in. Jackson scores on the 6-3 putout, hit by Nick Zampirian, coming off the bench. So two pinch hitters do actually good work for Stony Brook in this situation. So 2 out, and Chris Carson steps to the plate. Carson's 0 for 2 on the day. One and 0. Foul, straight back. 1 and 1. DeCaro is battling. Fly ball hit out to Tyson Bass. Can of corn for Bass. But Stony Brook gets on the scoreboard. So they do score a run in the top of the 7th inning. So now 6.5 innings. Get up and stretch. It is North Carolina 8. And we're back. Bottom of the 7th inning. North Carolina 8 runs on 10 hits and no errors. Stony Brook 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error. So this looks like North Carolina is going to make some changes here with some pinch hitters coming up. And it looks as if Dye is going to get an opportunity again. So Coach Forbes is just talking with home plate umpire John Mary, trying to figure out a few things. And it looks as if number 12, McCadden Dye, is going to be the pinch hitter for Rom Kellis. McCadden Dye was really impressive against VCU the other night behind the plate. He caught while Luke Stevenson served as the designated hitter, and he demonstrated a lot of great skills and talents behind the plate, and shows that North Carolina has a fantastic defensive backup catcher to help give Stevenson a day or two off during the season. Now, mind you, he was an everyday starter for Liberty University last year under Coach Jackson. So you're coming in with a very accomplished ball player, but in reality tells us here in North Carolina, Luke Stevenson is the number 1, and he's going to be a first-round draft pick in a couple of months. And Dye hits that ball into center field with Sentieri underneath it, and the out. So Sentieri comes down with that ball that was hit by McAdie. And now we have Perry Hargett stepping to the plate. Perry on the day is 1 for 2 with 2 runs, an RBI, and a home run. Last at bat, he struck out swinging. Ball 1. Swings out of his shoes on that. 1-1. Evens it up. Hargett has been very impressive over the past game and a half. 1-2. Pitch catches the corner. 75-mile-per-hour breaking pitch. Hargett hits that into center field. Clean catch by Santerre. 2 out. So that brings up Jackson Vanderbrake with 2 out. 2 fly balls out to center field. Vanderbrake's last at bat, he walked. On the day, he's 0 for 2 with 1 RBI and a base on ball. Taking on that, strike 1. One to one. Panariello has looked very good for Stony Brook. 2 1/3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 1 strikeout, 6 batters faced. So he's calmed it down for the Seawolves. 3-1. Ball 4. Vanderbrake walks for the 2nd consecutive bat. Now that brings up Kane Kepley. Kepley has had a very active day yet again. He's 3 for 3 on the day with a double. And it always seems as if Kane Kepley is in the middle of scoring opportunities and great production for the Tar Heels in the first 9 games of the season. And that has carried through to today. Two singles, a double, and a hit by pitch. 3 runs scored. 1-0. 2-0. A leadoff hitter making that much noise is very impressive. Particularly playing center field, and the real estate that he covers out there as well is truly remarkable. 2-1. Now it's very difficult to replace anyone like a Vance Honeycutt. I think we all would agree to that. But Kane Kepley has done a really fine job in center field. And I think it's very fair to say that Kepley probably gets to about 80% of the balls that Vance Honeycutt would have gotten to. But those extra 20% that Vance got to was downright spectacular. Fouled off on the third base side, getting to the parking lot. Another souvenir for fans leaving the ballpark tonight. Hopefully it's not a windshield. That has happened once or twice here at Boshamer Stadium, particularly over on the third base side. Runner going, Vanderbrake's off. Fly ball to center field, and it looks like Santerre is going to make all the outs this inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors. At the end of 7 innings, 8-1. North Carolina, the 8th inning, and I'm surprised. Jason DeCaro is coming out, and he's towing the rubber again. He's at 84 pitches, so I was under the thought process that he was probably at a 90 pitch count for the evening. So I guess Coach Forbes just wants to see what he can get out of him. And remember, he's had quite a few effective and efficient 3-up, 3-down innings. And then the last inning, he had a great defensive play that helped him out. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in this case here. So it looks as if we're going to see another pinch hitter here. Number 29 is coming in for Stony Brook, and that is Scott Gell. One and one. Two and one. I think Stony Brook's at the point in time where they're trying to get as many ball players in and see if they can shake something up being down 7 runs. Strike 2. Great pitch by DeCaro. 91-mile-per-hour fastball. Still bringing the heat in the top of the 8th inning. Fly ball hit out to right field. Bass makes the play. 1 out. You know, we mentioned it a few times this evening, but the outfield defense has been truly spectacular this season. There's a lot of trust. Now, you knew the infield defense was going to be rock solid with the return of Hunter Stokely playing first base and Alex Madera moving to short. Gavin Gallagher vastly improving with each passing day at third. And Jackson Vanderbrake is spectacular at second. But the outfield was the big question. And they're doing a job well done. So we have another pinch hitter coming in for Stony Brook, and it's James Schaefer. Strike. It's not a position of envy right now if you're a pinch hitter coming in facing DeCaro. Coming cold off the bench. 2 and 1. Schaefer's a freshman from Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania. 5'8", 160. Line drive hit out to center field. Tyson Bass yet again. 2 out. And it looks as if we're going to have that pitching change because Jason DeCaro has reached 89 pitches. Coach Forbes is making the walk out to the mound. Smiles all around. Job well done from the sophomore sensation. And once again, proving why he is a bona fide ace and probably one of the best pitchers in the country. Top 5 at a minimum, so job well done. The North Carolina faithful are giving Jason DeCaro a rounding round of applause as he walks off the mound and North Carolina goes to the bullpen. We're back into the action, and it looks as if we're going to see another pinch hitter for Stony Brook, and that is going to be Matthew Wright facing Tom Shimoleski. Number 10, left-handed graduate pitcher transfer from Princeton. Made his debut the other evening against North Carolina A&T. Another intriguing and important arm coming out of that North Carolina bullpen. 2-0. The 2 arms that we've seen come out of the bullpen this week, Cale Bolton, the transfer from Liberty, and now Tom Shimoleski, the transfer from Princeton, bring that veteran leadership to a already deep bullpen, because we've seen 3 fantastic young pitchers, freshman pitchers this year. But now these 2 arms are very important as well. 3-0. 3-1. So Wright's a 5'9", 200-pound junior from Branchburg, New Jersey. Strike 2. Foul off. Fly ball hit to center field. Kane Kepley's calling for it and makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the 8th inning. Through 7.5 innings, North Carolina 8, Stony Brook 1. And welcome back. Luke Stevenson is stepping up to the plate, and see a lot of defensive changes that are happening right now for Stony Brook. So we're seeing defensive changes in center field with Zampirian. We're seeing him in right with Wright. Just filling that in. And the first pitch to Stevenson. 1-0. So that's what Stony Brook has basically been doing a lot this season. Is going into the bench and doing a lot of changes with great regularity. Like we said earlier, they had a really tough go of it, getting swept by Florida Gulf Coast. And Coach Senk is not afraid to go to his bench, as we've seen a lot this week in a couple of the bowl games, particularly North Carolina and A&T. I think used 9 pitchers in the game. So 3-0 to Luke Stevenson. Strike 1. And Gell is now in the ball game catching. Strike 2 on a breaking pitch. Stevenson is now in full count, 3-2. Strike 3, caught looking Stevenson. 1 out, 85-mile-per-hour fastball in upon the plate. Stevenson thought it was a ball. Let's take a look. That's a good job of framing by the new catcher, Joe, coming into the ball game. So now Gavin Gallagher steps to the plate. Gallagher has had a good day again. 2 for 4, 1 run, 3 RBIs, and a double. Foul off, strike 1. Always hurts when you're catching and it gets you that way. Ooh, quick, bad shot right back at Jill. One to one. Foul off. Over the first base side, the field again. Straight back. So 1 and 2. Happy fan walks away with a baseball. 1 and 2. 2 and 2 to Gallagher. Gallagher is now hitting .257 on the season with an on-base percentage of .349 and a slugging percentage of .371. Full count. So Gallagher has worked the count to 3 and 2. And Ty Panariello has done a very good job coming in to pitch for Stony Brook. And there is right up the middle. Gavin Gallagher takes a 3-2 pitch right up the middle for a single. And now stepping to the plate, Hunter Stokely. Now Hunter on the day is 1 for 3. He's got a double and 2 strikeouts and a base on ball. Now the last 2 at bats, one was a strikeout swinging and one was a strikeout looking. So runner at first, 1 out. Hunter Stokely up. 1-0. Stokely started the season in the 9-hole, and with a couple of conversations with Coach Forbes, he said, expect that to change. Now, wild pitch, and we see Gavin Gallagher move to second base. There's the pass. That would probably be a pass ball. So on the pass ball, Gavin Gallagher now at second base, and Hunter Stokely 2-0. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Three and 1. 3-0. Check that. 1 out in the inning. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. And Stokely takes a walk. So now runners at first and second with 1 out for Tyson Bass. Now Bass on the day is 1 for 4. He's got a single. His last at bat, and he had a hit by pitch in the 4th inning. So runners at first and second, 1 out. It's a ball. Bass is 1 for 3 on the day with 1 run. Strike, swinging. Pulled a string on it. 76-mile-per-hour breaking pitch. The one thing we see with the North Carolina hitters, they do very well with velocity, but when the velocity drops below 80, that's a little bit of a problem. There we go. Hole on the left side of the infield. We got Gallagher scoring with ease. And then a missed throw, and here we go. Put a tent on the circus. Errors galore here. So now Stokely comes in to score as well. And a single turns into a 2-base error and brings Bass over to third. So a single that splits the left side of the infield. Gavin Gallagher scores with ease. Throw from left field comes in, not a problem. And then the ball gets past the catcher. And then you see Hunter Stokely make the run, and then he comes in on the overthrow to second base. Like I said, put a tent on this circus. And here we go. Madera hits one up the middle for an RBI single. Tough way to put this inning over for Stony Brook. North Carolina is just exposing every mistake and flaw that Stony Brook has this inning. And now we're seeing McCadden die bat again. His last at bat was a fly out the center. And a line drive foul back here near the booth. Cadden Dye has been a really pleasant addition in terms of being a great backup catcher for Stevenson and showing he's got a little pop at the bat. 1-1. Runner at first. One out. 11-1, North Carolina. 2-1. Another inning with a crooked score. Crooked number for North Carolina. Strike two. Die taken on that. So 2-2, one out. Runner at first. North Carolina up 11-1. Oh, hits Die in the elbow. As he moves to first, Madera moves to second, and Perry Hargett is up. So take a look at this. Oh, gets him on the knee. Gets him on the knee. Winces as he gets hit with that. So runs at first and second. One out. 3 runs in for the inning so far. And it's 11-1 North Carolina. And Perry Hargett steps to the plate. And Perry hits a foul ball down the third base line. Right in front of Coach Forbes. Coach Forbes is basically telling him, calm down. Settle down. Oh, and 1. Ball on the outside corner. 1-1. Madera at second. Die at first. Hargett at the plate. 1 out. 2-1. Panariello struggling a little bit this inning. He had a good flow and rhythm for a while, and it just seems like he's getting some bad breaks now. Okay, foul ball over the Stony Brook side dugout. 2-2. Two and two. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Full count. Hargett, full count. Ball 4. So Hargett walks, and now the bases are loaded for looks like a pinch hitter. No, if I had the break. That's pinch. Now North Carolina is going to go to the bullpen, to the bench now. It looks like it's going to be Sawyer Black. And there's going to be a pitching change as well. So Ty Panariello leaves the ball game. And this call to the bullpen again for Stony Brook is going to see a new pitcher to the action. And it looks like North Carolina is going to go to the bench too. And it's going to be number 4, Sawyer Black, who's a freshman out of Oak Ridge, North Carolina. Bases loaded, 1 out. And on the mound for Stony Brook, another pitching change. Number 27, right-handed pitcher, Evan Kay. Line drive, right field. 1 run scores. So Sawyer Black, first hit, single on the season. And that brings it and moves all the runners up. So North Carolina's up 12-1 now. Pulls that down to the right side, splits between first and second base. RBI single. And now Carter French is hitting for North Carolina in place of Kane Kepley. And French hits a fly ball to left field. Tag will happen, and the throw comes in. So there is the score, and Dye comes in to score. So now it's 13-1. And anyone keeping score at home, I bet you your scorecard's as messy as mine right now. With all the changes and everything. So now we have Reese Holbrook coming in to hit for Luke Stevenson. And Reese puts the jolt into off the wall in right field. 1 run scores, 2 run scores. Holbrook has a triple. This game has officially opened up. Triple for Holbrook. Right off the bat, puts a jolt into right field, right off the wall near the 12 College World Series appearances, clears the bases. Holbrook is just he's got a good look and he's just hauling tail. Great job by Holbrook coming off the bench for that big triple. Score is now 15-1, but it looks as if Coach Forbes is going to go to the bench now for Gallagher as well. And just seeing what's going to happen. But we do see Sam Angelo on deck swinging the bat. And we do have a pinch hitter coming in for Gallagher. And, you know, trying to get all the equipment on 15-1 when Coach Forbes calls you and you don't think you're going to play, you got to hop right in. So we have a little bit of a delay, but... So we have coming into the ball game Parker McCoy, who is pinch hitting for Gavin Gallagher. Two out, runner at third. 15-1. The second consecutive ball game that North Carolina had scored 7 runs in the 8th inning. Foul off the first base side. 1-1. They did that on Wednesday evening against North Carolina A&T. So 1-1 count to Parker McCoy. 2 out. Reese Holbrook at strike. 1-2. Two and two. You know, when these games get out of hand like they do, it's always nice to see some of the young talent that North Carolina has. It's a lot of these freshmen or older ball players that don't get as much time as they should, but because of the depth. It's good to see that. Wow. Here we go. Parker McCoy. Welcome to the season, Parker. He's trying to go for 2. He gets a double. I think it's very fair to say, everyone watching this broadcast, it's an embarrassment of riches here in Chapel Hill. Parker McCoy just drives that ball into the left field corner, brings in Reese Holbrook. Now we are at 16-1. Stumbling into second base, but he gets there. So good job by McCoy. And now Sam Angelo is hitting in place of Hunter Stokely. Angelo, the transfer from Montclair State University. Ball one. Ground ball. There's another single on the right side of the infield. Runs coming in and out at the plate. So a single, but being thrown out. But McCoy gets thrown out at home plate. So the inning's over. They're not playing tricks on you. North Carolina 16, Stony Brook 1. And we've just reached the top of the ninth inning. And North Carolina has gone to the bullpen, and we are seeing right-handed pitcher Boston Flannery. Great opportunity for him to get some work this evening. And it also looks like Stony Brook is going to the bench again. So number 46, Brett Davino, will be pinch hitting for Evan Goforth. Fly ball hit out to left field, tailing back. Came back into play. So it was overrun, but foul ball. Perry Hargett had a little bit of a tough time. Now remember, he's still learning how to play left field out here and all the different cracks and crevices. I bet you if you give him another week or two, he's going to have that all under control. And that's a tough area in left field to play here at Boschman Stadium. Strike two, 93-mile-per-hour fastball from Boston Flannery. Great stuff there. Flannery, a right-handed sophomore pitcher from New City, New York. Fly ball now hit out to left field. Over Hargett's head. He plays it off the wall, gets the throw into Madera. We have a double for Brett Davino to start off the ninth inning for Stony Brook. Good piece of hitting to go to the opposite field for Davino. Just gets that ball over Hargett's head. He plays it off the one bounce off the wall and gets it in for the double. So we have another pinch hitter. Mike Villani is pinch hitting for Johnny Pilla. Ball one. Foul ball by Villani. 1-1. One and one. Ball gets out of the way. No one's advancing. So North Carolina defense left the center of the outfield. Hargett, French, Bass. Infield, McCoy, Madera from third to first. McCoy, Madera, Harper, Angelo. Fly ball, hit the Hargett, one away. We'll finish that up with Dye catching now. You have to be impressed with what Perry Hargett has been able to do over the past two games. Just his first two opportunities to play. Just been very impressive. So we have another pinch hitter now for Stony Brook. Kincaid. Bergthold is in. One and one. Runner at second, one out. 16-1, North Carolina. 2-1. Bergdahl normally is an outfielder. He's a redshirt freshman from Tucson, Arizona. Line drive down the third base line, over the third baseman's head in the corner. A run is going to score. So a double for Kincaid Bergthold. So now the score is 16-2. Take a look at it. Flannery gives it up over the head of the third baseman. He gets into the corner. Hargett still learned the position, and Bergthold knows he's got a double. Now Matthew Jackson steps up to the plate. His last at-bat, he had a triple. And he hits a fly ball out into center field, and Kepley comes up with it. And the runner tags and goes to third. So Bergthold is now at third base with 2 out. And Nick Zampirian is stepping to the plate. In his last at-bat, he hit a ground out to Alex Madera to Hunter Stokely. So 2 out here in Chapel Hill. Top of the 9th inning, 16-2. North Carolina over Stony Brook. Ball 1. Foul ball down the front of the North Carolina dugout. 1-1. Now, North Carolina has 2 more games with Stony Brook this weekend. A 2 o'clock start tomorrow and a 1 o'clock start on Sunday. Ground ball back to Boston Flannery. Turns into a 1-3, and this game is over. North Carolina defeats Stony Brook by a score of 16-2. An impressive victory yet again for North Carolina, but the big takeaway that I'm looking at today, Jason DeCaro, once again, it's absolutely dominating when you think about it. He really took it to another level. His composure, the way he pitched,